good reps going on. There's some healthy bodies out there. You know, academic situations are squared away. Dominic Wallace is back healthy now, so we'll put more of an emphasis on, you know, seeing what they can do now. You know, whether it's blocking or throwing the ball to them out of the backfield or wherever it may be. So it'll be good now to this part of camp. We've gone through the last of the acclimatization periods, and now you start to get in to more schemes, more things that are going to require the physical skills of the guys. So we'll see if they can separate themselves from one another. Well, I tell you what, the tempo should be the same. I mean, that's the whole thing about whether it's helmets, shells, or full pads, is the running and being fast. That's been the whole mindset. So we should be practicing as fast as we've been practicing all the other practices. So, but this one again allows you to do some more physical contact things. Still, my whole thing is I want to get my guys to the game. I want to make sure that we don't cheap shot each other, that we play hard, that we're physical, but at the same time, the object is now to get ready for our first game and not to beat each other up. So, but the pads allow you to do other things, goal line, short yardage, the other things as a precautionary measure to protect the players. But this is football, and I saw the other day where John Phillips, a tight end here, was just running a route and not being touched, and tweaked his knee, and now he's got a torn ACL, no contact. So this is it's one of the things that this game, provides for you, opportunities to either play healthy or because of the nature of it, dealing with injuries. But today's practice should be the same tempo as all other practices.
And during practice?
I don't necessarily have a philosophy of tackle them to the ground, but more so in a thud period where you wrap them up, where you actually lower your hips, keep your head up, do all the things that from a technique standpoint of how you tackle, and and the wrapping of the arms and running your feet. So I'm more interested in that and seeing that part of it than the actual taking guys down to the ground. And that's just my philosophy. I know in the NFL they don't tackle as much, but I just believe that you have guys here that you're trying to get to the game at this point. Spring practice was for that, right. But with 3 weeks right around the corner, first game, we're going to hit, but we're going to try to be smart in what we do, and not have guys standing around piles or trying to torque a guy because he's standing up, throw him down. Practice smart, but also give them what they need. Basically, it's a drill that puts everybody one-on-one with their counterpart. O-line, D-line, tight ends versus outside linebackers, running backs versus linebackers, and wide receiver, defensive backs. And basically, it's kind of a you want technique to override everything, but it's a who wants it more. Who's going to knock a blocker back, or is the receiver going to block? The offensive guy going to block the defensive guy, and that measure of the moment when they're competing against one another, it's one of them to remember that that's the type of effort, play after play, that you're going to need during the course of the game to give yourself a chance to win. It's not when you're running on air or when you're doing other things. It's that moment when you have to physically engage somebody and push them back or knock them off the ball. Those are the things, and that effort is what you need. Everybody wants to win, but your physical effort has to match your desire to win. And so you try to create drills like that sometimes, so they see later on that it's a tough deal, but that's what you need. You need great effort. Boy, you want the coach's answer, or you want just a real answer?
One of each.
The real answer is, I'm a human being like everyone else. I had spent time there. That's my alma mater. I know those players. I have a lot of respect for the players and coaches that are there, and emotional, and just all those things. I won a national championship with those guys. They're still on the team, and a conference championship. So you just don't forget about the journeys and the practices and the good times, the bad times, and that. But on the other side, the coach's side, now I'm here, and I bleed orange and blue, and now we got to get ready to play them. And as our captain said, let's just be the opportunity to have the first win, of their careers as far as the home opener. So that's what's first and foremost on our mind right now, is the first game and the first.
Start a practice?
Well, I hope yesterday sounded more like practice with shells on when you're actually making contact. Today, obviously with the pants on, it's another element of making physical contact. But I think these guys want to be good. They want to practice. They want to do the things necessary to help win some games. And we're just we want to stay under the radar as much as we can and just keep playing hard, practicing hard out there, and then see what happens after that. Jerry Morgan came here to play, and he is, he's going to play. And now it's up to his level of understanding his learning curve right now. Because physically, he can do it. But now, he's going to be rushing against college defensive ends, and so if he can do it out here and continue his learning curve of understanding the offense, getting the technique down, Coach Mattis is teaching him, then he'll only get better. But right now, he's slated to play as long as he can continue to handle what's being thrown at him. Like I said yesterday, he blocks out the sun. I mean, he's 350 pounds, and the good thing about him, he benches more than his weight, and that's a good thing. But and he's learning, he's learning the game. So we're excited for him, and that's what when you recruit these players, 4-star, 5, whatever they're rated, they want to come and they want to play. This is an opportunity for a guy like that to play. You can see there's some throws that Marc has made that has been right on the money. Talk about making those window throws or making the quick throws to get the ball out to the playmaker. So he's done a great job of doing that thus far. But like I said, he's a work in progress too. But at least he's been in games and he understands concepts and things like that. So we're trying to get our second and third quarterbacks to that level. I tell you, Cam Johnson, 260 pounds plus. Now he looks like what a college defensive end looks like. He did a couple of rushes yesterday. That if he can continue to do that as a down lineman, then he can have a good year. Matt Conrad, it's good to see him back out there. Big, tall guy that blocks out the sun, pass rush lanes, different things. Very experienced players. So. Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, don't tell Nick, but he's still taking up space when he's a tilt nose tackle, drawing the center and the guard double team block. But he can do it and get on the edge and be more aggressive up the field. John Kevin Dulce, you watch those guys the way they play. It's something I think is just conducive to their mentality, And but I think Nick likes the defense, and all these guys like the defense that we're playing now. You just keep motivating the fact that everybody picks us to be the last team in the ACC of the 12. And everyone has their own motivating factors as to why they play and who they play for. But like I said, these guys are hungry. They want to win football games. They want to play well, and I think the work that they're putting in hopefully is going to play off.